Hello, hello, guys, gals, and non-binary pals. Welcome back to Higurashi When They Cry, Onikakushi, or Demon Away arc. Well, we're just gonna go ahead and get started. The function of this school as an educational facility is very questionable. Our PE class is exceptionally disorganized. The only things we do together are the warm-ups at the start. The teacher isn't even there after that. All we do is play together.
仕方ないじゃん。年齢も性別もバラバラだし。
No helping it. Everybody's a different age or gender.
一応ね、体育の時間は校庭で体を動かすのだけが決まりなの。
The only rule was that we have to stay on school grounds while exercising. All the little kids were gallivanting about. Well, they certainly are being active. They might be getting plenty of exercise, but...
きっと教育委員会はこの学校を見落としてるんだろうな。
The Board of Education probably completely forgot about this school.
お待たせしましたです。
Sorry to keep you waiting.
さてご一同様、今日の体育は何をいたしましょう。
We're all together now. What shall we do today for PE?
おっしゃ。
Alright.
これでいつものメンバー全員集合だな。
We have all of our members gathered now.
さて委員長、今日は一体どんな体育をやるのかな？
Now then, class representative, what shall we do for PE today?
やるのかな？
What shall we do? Mion harumphed and crossed her arms haughtily, surveying the area.
瞬発力と持久力。
Explosive power and endurance.
スポーツの世界においては仲間などいない。
There are no friends in the world of sports.
すべてがライバル。信じられるのは己の肉体のみ。
Everyone is a rival. The only thing you can trust is your own body.
なんだそりゃ。漫画の読みすぎだろ。
What the heck do you mean by that? You really read too much manga. I quipped without missing a beat.
てわけで、温故知新。
And so, today we'll be taking a lesson from history.
古いながらもすべての要素を詰め込んだ屋外乱戦の王様、鬼ごっこでいこう。
The tried and true king of all outdoor melee events. Let's play tag. It was quite the adorable choice to make after playing it up so much.
望むところですわ。
Just what I was hoping for.
のろまな圭一さんは家の一番に鬼ですの。
That thunderhead Keiichi-san shall be the first one to be it.
僕だって負けませんです。
I won't be beaten.
レナも頑張るもの。今日は負けないぞ。
I'll try my best too. You can't beat me.
なんでお前らそんなにやる気満々なんだよ。
Why are you guys all so into it?
快速第3条。ゲームは絶対に楽しく参加しなければならない。
The third rule of our society, you must partake in the game, enjoying it without question.
じゃあこれ部活なのかよ。
Then, this counts as a club activity? Everyone smirked at each other. They all seemed pretty confident. I'm a man. Physically, I should be able to keep up with any girls my own age. Regardless, Mion and Satoko looked like they were aiming for victory, and Rana was looking at me as if pitying my disadvantage.
上等だぜ。鬼ごっこ。
Fine, tag.
乗ってやらー。
I'm in! My yell echoed across the school grounds. These were the rules. Anyone who was able to evade being tagged before the bell was a winner. But we didn't switch who was it. The ones who were tagged by it also became it. So the number of people who were it could increase exponentially. The endgame would become a hellish siege.
ここいらではこの遊びのことゾンビ鬼って呼んでるけどね。
We call this version zombie tag, you see.
なるほど。食われたやつがゾンビ化するからな。
I see. Anyone infected by a zombie turns into a zombie.
そんな怖いこと言うんだろう。
Why do you make it sound so scary? I wonder.
レナを捕まえたら生きたままお腹を食い破ってやるからな。
As soon as I catch Rana, I'm going to tear out her entrails while she's still alive.
やだよケイチくん、そんなのや。
Gross, Keiichi-kun. That's gross. Rika-chan placed her hand on Rana's head as she panicked.
大丈夫です。ケイチに食われる前に僕が優しく食べてあげますです。
Don't worry. Before Keiichi gobbles you down, I'll eat you up gently.
リカ、それは全然慰めになってませんわ。
Rika, that isn't comforting at all. Both Mion and I nodded deeply.
最初の鬼ゾンビはどうやって決める？
So, the first it. How do you decide who's the zombie?
じゃんけんか。
With rock, paper, scissors?
一応授業時間だからね。問題で決めよ
Well, it is class time after all. Let's decide by answering
う。
questions.
問題を出すから答えられなかったやつがゾンビ。
I'll ask the questions, and the one who isn't able to answer is the zombie. I have no idea which grade level they're coming from.
6は英語で。
What does the Japanese word roku mean? Huh? I was bewildered by the sudden question. Mion repeated it.
だから答えるの。
So you need to answer.
6は英語で。
What's roku in English?
6だ。
It's 6.
なら靴下は。
How about kutsushita?
ソックスだね。
Socks.
アルファベットの後ろから3つ目。
What's the third last letter in the alphabet?
X ですよ。
It's X.
では性別は英語で。
What does seibetsu mean?
もちろんわかりますわ。
Of course I know what that is.
それは
It's... Sadako cut herself off before finishing the answer. I see. It's quite a lewd question.
さとこは大人だもんね。
You're an adult, aren't you?
知らないわけはないよね。
Of course you know what it is, right?
知ってますもの。
I certainly do.
知ってるもん。
Of course I know.
じゃあ言ってごらんよ。
Then go ahead and say it.
あれだよ。あれ。
That, you know. That.
あれは英語で。
What does that mean exactly?
はあ、さとこちゃん困ってる。かわいい。
Satoko looks like she's in trouble. How cute.
持ち帰るなよ。犯罪だからな。
Don't take her home. It's a crime. If I didn't nip it in the bud, she really might have tried to take her home. Mion's pursuit was relentless, making Satoko stammer.
さあさあさあ言ってごらんよ、大声で。
Now then, go ahead and say it nice and loudly.
あれは英語で何という？
What does that mean?
知ってるもん。
I do know.
知ってるもん。
I do know.
知ってるもん。だから
I do know. It's...
ザットですよ。ザット。
That means a previously indicated person, thing, or event.
は
All of us were a bit surprised by Rika-chan's unexpected answer. I see. Well, it certainly is what that means. That could have been awkward. I wonder what I would have done in Satoko's position. I'd probably get ticked off and just blurt out you-know-what at the top of my lungs. I wouldn't want you as an enemy, Mion Sonozaki. Thank goodness you were born a girl. If you were a boy, you'd probably be a perverted asshole.
仕方ありませんわね。
It appears I have no choice.
この北条さと子がゾンビ役を務めさせてもらいますわ。
Unfortunately, I, Satoko Hojo, shall assume the role of the zombie.
みんな食い殺してやりますですな。
I shall eat everyone. Seems like she's raring to go.
100数えればいいんですの？
All I must do is count to 100, correct?
100数えるのはズルするやつがいるからな。
Some jerks skip numbers while counting to
俺の
100.
問題が解けたら追ってよし。
So you can start chasing after you solve this problem.
ケイチくん、簡単なのにしてあげてね。
Oh, Keiichi-kun, give her a simple one, okay?
5分の1のケーキと6分の1のケーキと7分の1のケーキを一皿に乗せました。
1/5 of a cake, 1/6 of a cake, and 1/7 of a cake are all on a plate.
分母が違いますですの。
Oh no, there are no common denominators. Sadako grabbed a stick in panic and began drawing a cake in fractions on the ground.
ケーキ1個を60秒で食べられるサトコがそれを全部食べるとお皿にはケーキがいくつ残っているでしょう。
If Sadako, who can eat one cake in 60 seconds, eats all of them, how many cakes are left on the plate? Just as I finished giving the word problem, Mion shouted,
よーいドン
Ready, go! On Mion's signal, everyone but Sadako scattered.
ケイチくん、
Keiichi-kun,
それ問題じゃないよね。
that wasn't a problem at all, was it? Satoko had already lost the moment she started working it out. She's eating it all, so of course there's nothing left on the plate. Everyone dashed off in a direction they thought was best. Knowing the lay of the land, they probably headed right to the best spots. It was obvious I was at a disadvantage. At a time like this, it would have been more effective to go along with those who trained in survival skills. Like Mion, for example. The fact that I didn't realize it at the start of the game probably hurt my chances. Glancing back over the school grounds, I saw Satoko just rising up to start. She was really, really mad. She got tripped up on such a dumb question. I stood at one of the corners of the school. I had clear sight lines in 2 directions and would probably have a good response time if any zombies started closing in. For the time being, I caught my breath and focused on what I was trained to think during club activities yesterday. Now think calmly, Gechimaibara. If I was it, what would I do? Increasing my numbers would be the shortcut to victory. Then, going after the weakest player first is the obvious plan of attack. Meaning, me.
さて、ケイチさんはどこでございましょう。
Now then, where could Keiichi-san possibly be?
逃がしませんことよ。
I shan't let you escape. But of course, what would be the best method to track me down? Footprints or smell, or maybe some type of trail. If I could craftily hide my tracks, then there would be no trail for Satoko to follow. But I was no detective. Would I even be able to do that kind of thing in an amateur game like this?
どう見た？岡村。ケイチさんを見かけなかったでございませんこと？
Have you seen Keiichi-san recently? What the heck? Do zombies hunt their prey by asking nicely where they went? Tomita-kun and Okamura-kun went to the location where I was hiding. After confirming she was headed in this direction, I abandoned my position. It wasn't easy to hide myself with all those little kids running around as they pleased. It was becoming even more obvious that I was at a disadvantage from not being familiar with these surroundings. If that's how it was going to be, then to confront this intelligence-gathering zombie, I'd just counter it in a similar vein. I approached some girls playing with a
す
ball.
まんが伝言を頼まれてくれ。
I'm sorry, but could you relay this message?
北条聡子にご両親が校門に来てるぞってな。
Tell Satoko Hojo that her parents are at the gate, please.
伝言。
Message, ha ha ha.
いいよいいよ。
Yeah. I stopped the girls as they just turned to run off.
待て、まだ行くな。
Wait, don't go yet.
あと園崎ミオンにもだ。
Also, take this one to Mion
先生
Sonozaki.
が校門のところで呼んでるぞって伝えてくれ。
Tell her the teacher is calling her to the gate. I'm quite the schemer if I do say so myself. If things went well, then Satoko and Mion would run into each other at the gate. It would put me at a disadvantage if more people were it, but this was Mion we were talking about. She'd figure out a way to escape. But that was just fine. As long as it bought me more time. Dance for me, Mion and Satoko. In the palm of my hand. Having my fill of playing the con man, I looked for a place to hide. If you think about it logically, I'd only bought myself a scant amount of time. And it might even come back to bite me. Once it became apparent I'd started spreading false information through messengers, I could end up being the recipient of one of those messages. Satoko would probably ask the messengers to help her look for me. That would mean there would be more zombies than participants in the game. The virus that was brought about by my mischief could cause an epidemic. All of my classmates would transform into zombies and would only be searching for me. This tactic might backfire horribly. While trembling at the thought of the impending dawn of the dead, I began searching for a safe house. I found a shed by the incinerator behind the school. After climbing up to the roof, I held my breath. It wasn't a bad place to hold out. Not only did I have a good line of sight, but if necessary, I could jump off in 3 different directions to escape. It was getting rowdy down there. The lower grades were running around below the shed.
いないね、前原さん。
My Bada-san isn't around.
そっちいた？
Is he over there?
いない。
No.
ケイチさんどこだろ
Where's Keiichi-san, I wonder?
う？お父さんが校門に来てるのにね。
His dad is at the front gate. That was definitely a lie. The word gate, the same one I'd used, gave a hint of revenge. So Mion was behind this. I was still keeping one step ahead of the game. I felt bad for my underclassmen, but they'd have to search until the school bell.
ねえねえ、ケイチさん知らない？
Hey, do you know where Keiichi-san is at?
お母さんが急病で大変なんだって。
His mom suddenly got really sick.
前原さんに伝言だよ。
A message from my Bada-san.
家が火事だから急いで校門に来いって。
They said his house caught fire and he needs to come to the gate.
前原さん家にジャンボ機が墜落したらしいよ。
A jumbo jet fell on top of the Maibara
警
residence.
察が事情聴取に来てるって言ってた。
The police have come to question him. Anything goes now.
趣味は抱き枕のコレクションなんだって。
They say he enjoys peeping into bathrooms. Oh,
夜な夜なベッドで抱きながら寝てるって本当なの？
is it true he's going around every night and stealing panties? Who are they talking about?
ふにふにの柔らかい感触がたまんないって。
I heard he wears panties on his head and smells them and stuff. No way I would do that.
委員長の写真貼り付けたのもあるらしいよ。
I heard that class representative Mion was a victim too. What? This was your doing, Mion. Calm down, Keiichi, my bada. This is Mion's battle tactic to flush me out. Just hold on. If my underclassmen thought about it logically, they would know it's all nonsense. But small kids don't think about things logically. To them, all of those things were true, so they all chuckled together while looking for me. I win, Mion. It's my victory. Wiping unrelenting tears away, I felt intoxicated by my own victory.
聞いた？
Did you hear?
転校生の前原さんって二次元萌えの人なんだって。
I heard that the new transfer student, my Bada-san, is a really perverted person. The cost of beating me on had too high a price. Oh, Someone passed below. That's Rena and Rika-chan.
リカちゃんはまだ無事かな。
Rika-chan, you're still okay?
なんとか頑張ってますです。
I'm getting by somehow.
みーちゃんも鬼になっちゃったみたいなの。
It seems that Mi-chan is it as well. Mion! It couldn't be. She'd become it because of my little strategy. This confirmed that Mion was behind this relentless message war. Then, this wasn't good.
みーちゃんはなんとか巻いたけど、さとこちゃんは。
We finally got away from Mi-chan, but Satoko-chan, she's...
さとこは土管のところを探してますから、ここはしばらくは安全ですよ。
Satoko is searching around the pipes, so we should be safe here for a while. Upon hearing that, I breathed a sigh of relief. While Rena was slumped on the ground, breathing heavily, Rika-chan had started creeping up to her. Rika-chan doesn't normally make noise when she walks, but it's strange. It couldn't be.
リカちゃん？何かな？何かな？
Rika-chan? What is it? What is it?
大丈夫ですよ。
Don't worry. I had never seen Rika-chan smile so creepily before.
なんで近寄ってくるのかな？来るのかな？
Why are you coming closer? Why?
リカちゃんはゾンビじゃないもんね。
Rika-chan isn't a zombie, is she?
怖くないです。
Don't be scared.
僕が優しく食べてあげますです。
I'll be sure to eat you gently.
嘘だよね。
No way.
リカちゃんがそんな。
Rika-chan, no. Eek. Rena was pressed against the wall, and Rika-chan lurched forward with both arms out, just like a zombie. Rena quaked with her back pushed up against the wall. It was quite a surreal scene of horror. Like one of those zombie breakout videos you'd see. At that moment, Rena's eyes met mine. Keiichi-kun, save me! Zombie Rika-chan turned 180 degrees, exorcist style, and glared at me.
いた！せいちゃんみっけ！
Found him! I see Kei-chan! Mion popped out from behind the cinder block wall around the garbage dump, also seeing where I was. My position was only advantageous when there was one zombie. Being surrounded was not as good.
ケイチさんを見つけたですって？
He said you located Keiichi-san. I could tell that Satoko was rushing my way. It seemed that Rika-chan had let Rena escape, and now she was baring her fangs in my direction.
降りてこい！ せいちゃん！
Come on down, Kei-chan. The three zombies circled the shed, moaning curses.
お前ら怖い！
You guys are scary.
怖すぎる！
Too scary.
ケイチさんの腹渡はどんな味がするのかしら？
I wonder how Keiichi-san's guts taste.
ケイチさん。ケイチも僕たちの仲間になってほしいです。
Keiichi, I want you to become one of us.
誰か助けてくれ
Someone please save me. I saw Rena apologizing to me from across the schoolyard. An apology. Sorry. Leaving me for dead. Rena! I leapt off the roof out of fear, slipping as I landed. Satoko and Rika jumped on top of me, and after straddling me, they tickled me all over my body.
やべやべ！
Stop stab.
ってことはあとはレナか。
So this means that Rena is still left.
チャイムまであと何分もないね。
There isn't much time until the bell.
のれレナ
Damn you, Rena.
よくも俺を見殺しに
How dare you leave me for dead? The feelings of a zombie. I understood how vengeful ghosts with lingering regrets felt.
かわいそうです。
It's sad, so sad.
でもこれでケイイチも仲間ですよ。
The Keiichi is one of us now. It felt like I'd been bitten by a vampire and was now one of their thralls. It was a strange feeling being welcomed over to the side that had pursued me.
ゾンビ鬼なかなか奥深し
Zombie tag is quite profound.
気取ってる場合じゃありませんわ。
This is no time to postulate.
レナを捕まえるのですの。
We must capture Rena.
校長が廊下を歩いてる。
The principal is walking down the hall.
もうすぐチャイムが鳴るよ。
The bell will ring soon. To devour Rena, I, who had been turned into a demon of vengeance, needed to use any means necessary. Except I wasn't just a zombie. I was a master of the night, a vampire. Using the same trick that had tightened the noose around my neck, I used my classmates to further my evil designs. I gathered up the lower grades from around the school
みん
grounds.
な聞いてくれ
Everyone, listen.
レナが大変なんだ
Rena's in big trouble.
今すぐレナを探し出してくれ
All of you, please look for Rena.
前原さん家にジャンボ機が落っこちたことより大変なの？
It's a bigger problem than a jumbo jet crashing into your family's house? Oh yeah, it had turned into that, hadn't it? Mion whistled nonchalantly, trying to avoid the blame.
ああジャンボ機なんか目じゃないぞ
Yeah, it's not even in the same league as jumbo jets.
レナン地に墜落したのはなんと
What fell on Rena's house
小惑星だ
was a space colony.
小惑星ですって？
A space colony?
ああ宇宙人が作った装置でロシュの限界を解除しまず1個落としたらしい
Yeah, it's a really big disaster.
まさか俺もそこまでやるとは思わなかった
Everything in a 100-kilometer radius was obliterated.
しかも続いて今度は100個も
But that's only the prelude to this tragic tale.
地球軍の完全な誤算だ
This is the beginning, the start of the war for independence by the propagandapality of Xion. The lower grades were dumbfounded, their eyes like saucers at the grand turn of events.
地球軍って
What will happen?
私たち宇宙人と戦争でもしてるんですか？
Will the Terran Federation lose?
このままでは地球は壊滅だ
If things go on like this, they will.
しかしレナの放つ音速のマッハレナパンチなら小惑星を全て迎撃することができる
Only one person can defeat the Red Comet.
そう地球軍のトップエース
That,
それがリュウグウレナなのだ
that person is Rena Ryugu. The lower grade students all gulped. It seemed I'd made them fully understand that the fight for Earth was lost without Rena.
さあチレ同志諸君レナを探し出すのだ
Now scatter, comrades. We must find Rena. My comrades in the lower grades let out an enthusiastic cheer and dashed off in various directions around the school grounds. There was still one person who hadn't gone.
でもたとえレナさんでも月を押し戻すことなんてできるんでしょうか？
But I thought even the Terran Federation's impulse wave diffusal cannon didn't work on the Comet Empire.
心配無用だ
You're close. That's the white variety of those comets.
つい先日もレナは地球に激突するはずの水星爆弾を一つ弾き飛ばしている
The reason it didn't work was because they didn't know the weak point.
小惑星の100個や200個くらい音速を超える高速のパンチで一撃だ
Of course, Rana knows their weak point all too well.
リュウグウさんってすごいんだ。
Ryuko-san is amazing. Satisfied with that, she also rushed off to look for Rena. It does seem like there are some promising up-and-comers amongst the youngsters.
ケイちゃんの才能をおじさんは改めて知ったよ。
Little Kei-chan's abilities. This old man knows them better now. It didn't really feel like she was complimenting me, but whatever.
しかしケイチさんもやるでございますわね。
Really though, how exceptional, Keiichi-san.
これは頼もしいですわ。
This looks quite promising.
でもこの人数なら勝てる。
If we have this many, we can win.
これだけいれば勝てるよ。
With this many, we will win.
ケイチはゾンビに立候補した方が良かったと思いましたです。
I was thinking that Keiichi would have been a better nominee for the initial zombie. Rika-chan's words stung a bit, but I'd let it slide for now. Not even Rana would be able to escape the entire class. As a result of everyone's thorough search, Rana was finally cornered in the back of the sports equipment shed.
怖いよみんな。
You're all scary.
ケイチくんまで
Keiichi-kun too.
怖いよ。
So scary. It probably was scary being chased around by the entire student body. All the lower grades closed in on Rena, saying she was the only one who could save the world.
みんなが何を言ってるのかわかんないよ。
What are you all saying?
レナはパンチで小惑星なんか破壊できないよ。
I can't control a mech.
レナ、さっきはよくも見捨てたな。
Rena, how could you leave me for dead?
覚悟はできてるだろうな。
Are you ready to pay for it?
さっきはごめんねケイチくん。だって仕方なかったんだもん。
I'm sorry about that, Keiichi-kun, but I didn't have choice.
おとなしく食い尽くされるでございますの。
Do not resist. Let yourself be devoured.
みんなで仲良しですよ。
Let's all be together.
さあレナ、念仏でも唱えな。
Now, Rena, say your prayers. Rena had stumbled onto a mat, trembling with tears in her eyes. I closed in, associating the situation with a similar, particularly immoral one made my pulse quicken just a bit. Satoko and Rika-chan were both wiggling their fingers. They probably wanted to tickle Rena. Rena, wanting no part of what she knew was about to happen, went stiff with fear.
ケイチくんはみんなみたいなひどいことしないよね。しないよね。
Keiichi-kun, you wouldn't do mean things like everyone else, would you? Would you?
さあどうかな。
I wonder.
さて覚悟は決まったかな。
Now then, are you ready?
いいよ。ケイチくんなら。
Okay, so long as it's Keiichi-kun. The face she made as she resigned herself to the fate made my heart skip a beat.
ケイチくんはひどいことしないってレナ信じてるし。
I believe that Keiichi-kun won't do horrible things to me. Body won't move. There had to be some sort of anti-zombie mantra. The second my sense of reason chimed in, the beast inside me died instantly. There was the bell. Game over. did it! I did it!
生き残ったよ
I survived!
わーいわーい
Yay, yay! Rena pranced around merrily, as if a curse had been broken.
あとわずかのところで日光が差し、悪のゾンビ軍団は廃人と帰したか。
So daylight broke in the nick of time, and the evil zombie army disintegrated into dust.
ヒロインが生き残るのは映画のお約束だもんな。
And so the heroine survived. Well, at least that's how it goes in the movies anyway.
何を気取ってるのですの
What are you postulating about?
ケイチさんがもたもたしてるから
This is all because Keiichi-san was dawdling about.
お仕置きしますです
Punishment is required. I was subdued by Satoko and Rika-chan and once again sentenced to death by 100 tickles.
許して
Forgive me!
じゃあ生き残ったでしょうは竜宮レナと園崎美音イエーイ
Then the award for surviving goes to Rena Ryugu and Mion Sonozaki. Yay!
あれみーちゃんゾンビじゃなかったの
Huh? Mi-chan wasn't a zombie?
ふりしてただけ敵を騙すには味方からって言うじゃん
Only pretended to be one. They say you need to deceive your allies before you can deceive the enemy, you know.
うおーミオンてめえ
Mion, you little...
はいはい
Yeah, yeah.
急いで着替えないとね
Hurry up and change, alright?
次の授業に遅れんなよ
Don't be late for the next class.
離せサトコリカちゃん
Let go of me, Satoko, Rika-chan. Having had my fill of being terrified to my very core by club activities, I solemnly swore I would have Mion crying for mercy next time. After arriving home, I quickly made preparations to head out once again. I had agreed to meet with Rena to dig Colonel Randy out of the mountain of treasure from before.
母さんうちに軍手ってあるかなあとタオル
Mom, do we have work gloves? I need towels too.
表の物置の中になかった
Are they in the shed out back?
タオルは洗面所ね
Towels are by the sink. Alright, now it was all ready. Looking at me, my mom stared quizzically.
何ケイチ
What's going on, Keiichi?
すごいいでたちでどこへお出かけ
Where are you headed to in that getup? If they come to dump again illegally, he'll be buried completely, and it'll be impossible to dig him out. And if that happens, Nana will undoubtedly go after the Colonel Randy in front of that fried chicken place in town.
ちょっと発掘に
Bit of excavating,
クラスメートを犯罪者にしないために
so my classmate doesn't become a criminal.
あまり遅くならないようにね
Oh, don't be out too late? Mom returned to the kitchen with a puzzled expression still on her face. Cutting through the woods as a shortcut to the dam site, I ran into someone. It was Tomitake-san, probably taking pictures of wild birds again with that precious camera of his. Couldn't be that all he took pictures of was a handsome young man in the twilight.
いやー久しぶり。
Hey, long time no see.
ケイイチくんだったよね。
Keiichi-kun, right?
どうもその説は。
My due regards. I expelled the rude imagery from my head and greeted him without inciting anything.
そういえば
By the way,
彼女は君の知り合いだよね。
was that girl an acquaintance of yours? He was probably talking about Rana. Guessing by the way Tomitake-san was shaken up.
あれは一体何だったんだい。
What was that all about?
彼女が無気味のナタを持って歩いてるんだよ。
She was walking around with a bared hatchet.
それもニヤニヤと笑いながら。
And she was laughing with a huge smile across her face. I was Rena, without a doubt. I expect that she was grinning in anticipation of taking Colonel Randy home.
身に危険を察して隠れたけど、警察に電話した方がいいんじゃないかな。
I hid myself because I thought it might be dangerous. Should I call the cops to be safe? Well, it certainly would be quite the spectacle for a girl of her age to be roaming around with a hatchet. Tomitake-san's reaction was the epitome of logical.
いいんですいいんです。
It's fine, it's fine.
ほっといてください。
Just leave her be.
また犠牲者を探して徘徊しているだけですから。
She's just wandering around looking for more victims. Tomitake-san was alarmed by my crass response. Well, it's probably hard for normal people to understand Nana. I'll just toss out a bunch of baloney.
富武さんがここで殺されたら、多分犯人はあいつです。
If you were to be killed out here, she'd probably be the one to do it.
せいぜい嗅ぎ回らないようにすることですね。
Try not to snoop too much around here. With a condescending smirk, I started off in the direction of the dam site where Rena was waiting. Before I got too far, Tomitake-san abruptly called out to me.
ケイイチ君、それよそ者の僕への警告のつもりかい？
Keiichi-kun, is that meant to be a warning for an outsider like me? I didn't mean it that seriously. I did try to make it obvious, but...
せいぜい気をつけることにするよ。
I'll try my best to be careful. Leaving only those words behind, Tomitake-san turned around and left. I didn't really mean to call him an outsider. I wasn't really implying anything when I said that. It was only meant to be a joke, but it felt like I'd said something bad.
Keiichi-kun, I was waiting for you. Let's try our best today.
I understood what Tomitake-san was trying to say. Somebody gallivanting about while waving a hatchet around would certainly seem dangerous.
ナタは鞘とかをかぶせて持ってこい。
You should put a cover on that hatchet when you have it in public.
無気味はさすがにまずいだろう。
It's not good to carry it around in the open like that.
なくしちゃったみたいで、ないんだもん。Seems that I lost it, so there isn't one.
Thinking about it, there was really no need to try to keep up appearances. Everyone in Hinamizawa probably knew about Rana's eccentricities. She's probably the only person who would carry a hatchet around Hinamizawa and not be considered suspicious.
まあいっか。
Oh well,
今日で決めるぜ。
let's finish this today.
最後の針をぶっ壊せば引きずり出せるはずさ。
If we bust through this last beam, we should be able to pull him out.
準備万端。
I've got everything I need.
任せとけ。
Leave it to me.
Okay.
I took the hatchet from Rana and made my way up the unstable slope.
待っててね、ランディ君。Just wait, Colonel Randy. 今、ケイイチ君が助け出してくれるからね。ケイイチ君 will save you.
よっしゃ下がってな。
Alright, get back.
一気に蹴りをつけてやるぜ。
I'll finish this in one go. A solid thwack rang throughout Hinamizawa, as if the job was being done by a lumberjack.
どう？
How is it?
う うまくいきそう？ Think you can do it? 無理そうだったら無理しなくていいよ。If it looks too hard, you don't have to strain yourself.
ここさえ折れればあとはなんとかなる。
If I can break through this, then we'll be good.
今日は気力も充実。
I have plenty of power today.
いける。
I can do it! But this adversary was more formidable than I expected. First of all, I'd never used a hatchet before. During a school camping trip, I had wanted to split the wood, but I lost at rock, paper, scissors and wasn't able to do it. Because the spot where I was standing was so unstable, I soon became tired and decided to take a break. Nana had already spread out a tarp and laid down some tea and sweets.
大丈夫。
I'm fine.
もう一息。
I'm almost there.
今夜レナが寝るときにはランディ君にお休みのキスができるようになってるさ。
I'll make sure Nana can give Colonel Randy a goodnight kiss tonight. Yeah.
ありがとう。Thanks. ランディ君、お休みのキス。Giving Colonel Randy a goodnight kiss. How?
そういえばレナも転校生だったんだろ？
Come to think of it, Nana, you're a transfer student too, right?
前はどこに住んでたんだよ？
Where did you live before? I asked her nonchalantly while drinking tea. I had thought she'd lived here all her life.
関東の方だよ。
関東。
ここほどじゃないけど、やっぱり田舎だったかな。
It wasn't as rural as it is out here, but it was still out in the countryside.
なんで引っ越してきたんだよ？
Why did you move here?
ひなみ沢に。
To Hinamizawa, I mean.
ほら、ここって結構田舎だろ？
You know, this is pretty far out in the boonies.
ケイチ君はなんで引っ越してきたの？
Why did you move here?
お父さんの仕事と関係あるのかな？
Does it have to do with your dad's work?
うちの親父がアトリエを移したいって言い出したんだよ。
Dad said he wanted to relocate his studio.
こういう山奥がいいって前々から言っててさ。
He'd been saying for a while that somewhere deep in the mountains like this would be perfect.
アトリエ？ケイチ君のお父さんって芸術家さんなの？
Studio? Is your father an artist or something?
風景画ばっかり描いてる。
He paints scenery.
年に2回くらいはどっかで個展を開いてるらしい。
Seems that twice a year he opens a gallery for the stuff he does. When he started, his works are displayed in an industry plaza in Tokyo, but now they're exhibited in the Makuhari Messe. He's determined to have them displayed in the Waterfront International Exhibition Hall.
それってすごいね。
That's amazing.
今度レナにも見せてね。
Let me see them next time. I was too embarrassed to tell her that I didn't really know what kind of pictures my father painted. Well, eventually I would. I picked myself up while giving some vague answers.
でも楽器途中の転校だったんでしょ？
But you transferred in the middle of the semester, didn't you?
大変じゃなかった？
Wasn't that a hassle?
別に
Not really.
都会ってのには飽きてたし。
I was getting bored of the city anyway. I was trying to get answers from Nana, but I ended up being the one giving out all the answers. With a bit of a wry smile on my face, I grabbed the handle of the hatchet and headed back to the worksite. The air grew colder as the sun slowly set. The Higurashi began their song, as if to tell me to stop and head home for the day. Just a bit more. Today, I would end it. When I first started, I chatted with Nana as I worked, but now I didn't have that luxury.
ほら、てめえ。
You little...
ちくしょう。
Damn it. I had swung the hatchet countless times today, just like this. Contact. Shards of wood splintered. The assailants butchered the victim's body with hatchets and pickaxes. I recalled that passage from the tabloid. One hit with something like this would smash someone's head in. Axes and pickaxes are not meant to be swung at people, ever. With one last swing, the beam cracked apart. The weight I put behind the hatchet not only split through the beam, but smashed the statue's shoulder as well. The arm came off with a sickening sound. It clattered down noisily, stopping at my feet. Ah.
どうしたの？大丈夫？怪我したの？
What's the matter? Are you hurt?
ごめん。
Sorry.
人形の腕壊しちゃったよ。
The figure's arm. I broke it off.
なんだ、ケイチくんが怪我をしたんじゃないかって思っちゃった。
Oh, that's all? I thought Keiichi-kun hurt himself. I probably had a really guilty look on my face. Nana said that without a hint of dismay as she smiled.
ガムテープとかでくっつけて、その上に上着を着せるもの。
We just need to tape it back on and put a coat over him.
絶対わからないよ。
Nobody will even notice.
そっか。じゃあ引っ張り出そうぜ。
I see. Let's pull him out then.
そっち持ってくれるか。
Can you get that side? Okay. They still haven't found one of the arms. I laughed dryly at how pathetic I was for considering the arm flopping down and rolling to my feet to be such a bad omen. Both Rana and Mion knew how sickening that incident was, so they pretended that they didn't know. I'd looked it up all by myself, and shamefully enough, I was scared.
情けないぜ、前原圭一。
You pathetic Keiichi Maibara.
よっしゃ、レナ。
Alright, Rena,
一気に行くぞ。
let's do this in one go.
せーの。
Ready, and...
わ
Whoa!
やったやったよ、ケイチくん。
We did it! We did it, Keiichi-kun!
わーい。
The right time to give 3 cheers. That moment of 2 days of work bearing fruit. He who was brought to Hinamizawa covered in filth to meet his end. Instead, we were able to welcome him back. You're pretty lucky, Colonel Randy. Your new master is a pretty decent person.
わー、ランディくんだ。やっぱかいいよ。
Wow, Colonel Randy. He really is cute. It didn't matter that he was dirty. Rana nuzzled him cheerfully with her cheek. I was dead tired, but seeing Rana's happy face made it all worth it.
じゃあ手伝うから持っていこうぜ。暗くなるとまずいだろう。
I'll help you carry it back. It'd be bad if it gets dark.
そうだね。
Yeah, right?
ケイチくん、本当にありがとうね。この恩は忘れないね。
I really want to thank you, Keiichi-kun. I won't forgive this.
恩返しは何がいいかよく考えておくよ。
I'll think real hard about how you can repay me.
どんな恩返しだろう。
Whoa, I wonder what kind of repayment.
恩返しだろう。
I wonder. For now, I'd just hold back my evil cackle. We were ready to take it to her house, but we couldn't go like this. We rolled the statue up in the tarp and lifted him. And so Jack and Jill went down the hill, carrying a human-sized bag and an unsheathed hatchet. I prayed that we wouldn't run into Tomitake-san. If he saw us here and took a picture, we'll need to get rid of him. LOL. Is that meant to be a warning for an outsider like me? Something struck me as odd about the words Tomitake-san, unable to grasp my sense of humor, had left behind. New tips unlocked. What kind of name is Rana?
レナがいないです。ケイチは知りませんですか？
Hannah's not here. Do you know where she is, Keiichi?
あれ
Huh?
たった今までそこにいたのにな。
She was just there, actually.
おいミオン、
Hey, Mion,
レナはどこ行ったんだ？
where did Nana go?
レナお手洗いじゃない
Anna, didn't she go to the washroom?
覗きたいなら止めないけど通報するからね。
She did say that she's been having bowel troubles lately. I hadn't heard anything about that.
さとこ、レナを知りませんですか？さとこ、do you know where Rena went? レナさんですの？さっき廊下ですれ違いましたよ。Rena-san, you say? I just passed her in the hallway. レナさんは日直だから花壇にお水をやらないといけませんので。Rena-san has class duties today, so she's off to water the flower bed.
ああ、レナが日直か。そりゃお疲れ様なことで。
Ah, it was Rena's turn for class duty. Sounds like a drag. Rena. Upon hearing it repeated, a thought came to mind. It's rude to say this about someone's name, but it was a weird name. It was like some foreigner's name.
レナってどういう名前なんだろうな。レナって漢字だとどうなるんだ？
What kind of name is Rena, I wonder? What kind of kanji does her name use?
レナはあだ名なのです。ちゃんとした名前がありますですよ。Rena is her nickname. She has a proper name as well.
え、そうなのか？俺はてっきり竜宮レナってのが本名だと思ってたよ。
What? Really? I was sure that Rena Ryugu was her actual name.
まあ確かにレナさんとしか呼んでませんから間違えるのも無理はないですわね。Well, I can understand you making that mistake since we only call her Rena-san.
She even signs her name as Rena. It's like it's her real name in school.
本当の名前はなんて言うんだろうな。レナが戻ってきたら聞いてみるかな。
I wonder what her real name is. Let's ask her when she comes back. Satoko and Rika-chan looked at each other.
聞かなくてもいいですよ。僕たちが教えてあげますです。You don't need to ask her. We'll tell you what it is. お礼の礼に奈良の名。竜宮レナが本名ですのよ。It's the Rei from Ore and the Na from Nara. Her real name is Reina Ryugu.
レイナか。
Reina, is it?
それでレイナじゃなくてレナって読むのか？
So it's read out as Rena instead of Rena?
面白い読み方だよな。
That's a pretty interesting reading.
いいえ、違いますです。レイナで正しいのです。No, that's not it. Reina is the correct way. レナさんが言ったのですわ。レナと呼んでほしいって。Rena-san had told us that she wants us to call her Rena. だからレナさんなのですわ。So we call her Rena-san.
ケイちゃん、レナはレナだよ。
Kei-chan, Rena is Rena, you know?
レーナって呼ぶのは他人だけ。
Only strangers call her Rena.
そこんとこ分かってるよね。
You get where this is going? I understood what Mion was saying. It didn't matter what her real name was, only what names we used between us. Rena Ryugu is Rena. She's nobody other than that.
思ったんだけどさ、自己申請すれば俺も今日からあだ名で呼ばれるのか？
So, I was thinking, if I had a nickname, would you call me by that?
面白けりゃね。なんて呼ばれたいわけ？
If it's good. So what do you want to be called?
越後屋。
Con man. Rena then came back into the classroom. One of the juniors near the door told Rena people were looking for her.
あれあれ？誰かレナのことを探してたかな？ What's this now? Who's looking for me, I wonder? かな？ I wonder.
Seeing that, both Mion and I sneered.
お代官様、竜宮めがまんまと現れましたぞ。
Bailiff, Ryugu doth show herself.
いちごや、主も悪よな。
Con man, you're quite sinister.
何かな何かな？ケイチ君とミーちゃんが悪代官だよ。Well, what's this? What is this? Keiichi-kun and Mii-chan are an evil bailiff and... いちご屋だよ! Con man!
おのれ竜宮レナの助、 こであったが100年目でおじゃる。
Damn ye, Renosuke and Ryuguru! Today doth be when thou meetest thy maker.
いざ覚悟。
Have at thee!
スケさん、カクさん、懲らしめてやりなさい。
Suki-san, Kaka-san, show them what for.
あやいさですわ。
Aye, aye, sir.
報酬はスイス銀行に入れてほしいのです。
I expect my fee to be paid to my Swiss bank account. Since it's come to this, we have no choice. We'll just have a grand battle with 5 people. Nana's fierce punches exploded just as soon as she had shown her seal. The evil that was Mion and myself was vanquished in the end.
レナにはぜひ世直しの旅に出てもらいたいもんだ。永田町なんかどうだ？
I do hope that Rana does go on a journey to make the world a better place. How about heading to Parliament first?
ダメだよ。旅先で買い物ちょろまかすから。
Spare me. I'll get cute stuff for you on my travels. The toll of the bell signaled that break time was over.
ほらほら、ケイチ君もみーちゃんも先生来るよ。
Come on, Keiichi-kun, Mi-chan, the teacher's coming. I took Nana's hand and stood up. It was just as the teacher had entered the classroom. Just one more hour. Man, oh man. Gotta buckle down for one more. Thank you for watching this episode of Higurashi When They Cry Onikakushi. I'll see you all in the next video. Bye-bye!